And then it hard cuts.
They're hard cuts.
Yes.
It's like we're live, but we're not, but we are.
Right. Exactly. What's going on, man?
Oh, the usual. Just
Yeah.
decided to make an appearance from the dining room. Got a special guest, Doug, here, hanging out, doing some holiday stuff. So we thought, let's movie leftovers together.
Yeah, absolutely.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. It's the cold weather has hit us in Idaho. So
Yeah.
there's snow on the ground and cars in the body shop.
Yeah.
You
Nice.
know how that
How
goes. It
bad is
used to be
it?
over here.
Yeah. How bad is the snow right now?
It's pretty light, but it's that deal where it's enough to melt during the day and then refreeze and become black ice during the night.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's
that's
not
the
fun.
problem. Yeah.
Yikes.
Good
You want to
times.
introduce Doug?
No. Go on.
Okay, fair enough.
This is my buddy Doug. Doug does the podcast with me, the other one, and he decided to come down for some Thanksgiving and holiday cheer, just break away from the frigid Seattle area. So,
Yeah.
Doug, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Good to see you.
I like how your podcast is the other one.
The other one,
Yeah.
yeah.
The other one, yes.
Yeah, we'll keep it relaxed.
They'll find it.
You'll find it. Yeah.
They'll figure it out. Yeah.
Easy.
So we are talking about what, like your all-time favorite movie, right?
I hate this movie. I hate this movie
Ah.
so fucking much. Yeah,
Can't
Yeah.
wait.
it's yeah. We'll get into it today. We're doing
Yeah.
Willow. For those of you that are listening and didn't catch the last show, as we do, I'll give you some early thoughts. When the town wizard says he's going to consult the bones, he's clearly making shit up as he goes, just right off the bat.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I think
But that's
this movie
Billy
would
Barty,
make-
and he was in UHF.
Yeah, I think this movie would make a way better musical or Broadway play, and
Ooh.
I can't stand musicals or Broadway plays. I don't
Okay,
like
okay.
either of them. And I think this would be better told that way. Life questions, like when the creepy Tinkerbell shows up, why didn't Willow just simply ask, like, why don't you use some of the magic to fight the witch yourself? And then we would have like a way shorter storyline. But ultimately, there was just way too much going on in that movie. Way too much.
Right.
So we'll unpack that as we go. What were your early thoughts, man?
Man, back in the day, I loved this movie. I had the video game. I had some of the toys. I mean, I was like 7, 8 years old when this thing came out, so
Yeah.
I didn't know better. I loved it, man. I loved it back in the day. I remember watching this in the theaters.
Yeah.
The whole deal, right? So it definitely hit some nostalgia for me. It's cheesy as hell,
It
and
is.
and I do love that, man. I love my cheese. So
That's
I
true.
think I had more fun with it than you did.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing was really cohesive. Fantasy is not really my genre to begin with.
Yes.
Some of it I can kind of get behind, but I'm more of like a sci-fi or like let's throw ninjas and explosions in there kind of dude, or cars or something. But this one was particularly painful just because there's so many unconnected thoughts throughout this plot line that are just continuously going. Their idea of moving the plot along was just action into more action.
Well-
And I don't know.
But before we get into all of our negatives, I want to know Doug's ideas. What do you
Yeah,
think of it?
what did you think of the show?
I have nostalgic feelings for it. I remember when it came out. It's George Lucas was attached to it, so everything at that time that he touched turned to gold, or at least we thought turned to gold. Maybe it was just like gold plated, and eventually flaked off. But I remember liking it when I was a kid. In the rewatch, there's a lot of stuff that doesn't hold up for me, and it just suffers from George Lucas and Ron Howard making a movie together. Just like Angel said, like action, action, action. It's like we're not going to do anything to emotionally draw you into the plot because we're both robots. So we're just going to hope that you feel sorry for these people and feel scared by our dark, ominous overtones.
Right. That's true. One of the things I have against the fantasy genre that's really difficult for me, and I even struggle with this in Marvel now that they're bringing in magical elements. With magic, there is no rules, right? Like a good
Right.
script, you have to have rules. Like certain
Yeah.
things are in structure. So then that way, as the audience, you know, well, when he does, like, when Superman has the kryptonite around him, you know he's in trouble, right?
Right.
Whereas with magic, it's magic. Literally
Yeah,
anything can happen, you know?
that's
So
true.
that's a
Yeah,
hard thing for me as an audience member.
yeah, I would agree because there was no establishing like the reason for magic or what the extent of magic was or what people's motivations were other than we want to kill children, you know.
Or how
So
Yeah,
does
or
the
like,
magic work? Can you prevent magic? Can you?
yeah, like where do these high wizards and warlocks come from, and why are they even important to these people? It's just a lot of disconnection.
yeah,
Right, right. Well, let's take a look a little bit at the Rotten Tomato score. On the tomato
Wow,
meter, we are looking at a 52% from critics, but a solid 79% from audiences.
that's
The
big.
That's a big difference.
Yep.
The critics' consensus is state of the art special effects and an appealing performance by Warwick Davis can't quite save Willow from the slow pace and generic story.
Yep.
I
I
mean,
I don't have an argument with that. So what year did this come out? I didn't even look.
88.
88. Okay.
you know, I'm going to agree with part of that too. The one thing I did notice in the rewatch is Warwick Davis acted his ass off. You know, he was incredibly believable. You could tell that like, hey, this was my starring moment. I'm here. I want to really just and he was one of the more believable characters in the entire film, even more so than
Yeah,
Bucky.
and I, sometimes we put up trivia during the show, just little facts about the movie. And Warwick Davis was only 17 years old when he shot this film.
Yeah,
So that's pretty impressive for someone that age to do that well.
Yeah.
yeah, because he was really young when he did Return of the Jedi. So yeah,
Correct. Yeah. Um,
I didn't realize the
so
devil.
budget wise, we are looking at a film that cost about $35 million at the time.
Yeah.
So in today's dollars, you guys want to give a guess what you think that would be in today's dollars?
Mm, 92.
Doug, do you want to give a guess?
well, I'm thinking if I heard what the budget of this movie was current day and would not be
Yeah.
surprised by it, I'd probably say like 250 million. You know, that's something to turn
So
that into a fantasy type of big budget
right,
movie.
that's probably what it would be today if they started from scratch, right?
Yeah,
But budget wise, that 35 million today is just over 88 million.
Yeah.
makes
So
sense.
still reasonable, you know. Profit wise, it took in quite a lot. So on a $35 million budget, their box office was 137.6 million.
Jeez.
So
Wow.
yeah, big return on investment, which
Yeah.
calculated today for inflation, that's just under or just over 346 million. So big return on
Yeah. Yeah.
investment. Like
That's pretty big. It's a lot of.
almost
It's a lot of
41.
fat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a lot of bones to consult.
A lot of bones to consult, yes,
Yeah.
yes. And a lot of fingers to point for magic.
yes.
So, um,
It's a lot of
yeah,
fun.
I liked it. I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the greatest film ever. It's interesting that they chose this for a Disney Plus show. The new show comes out in just a few days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I saw
yeah,
the thumbnail for it. I don't know anything about it, but I hope it gives us a little more backstory behind the Willow character and all these adjacent characters. So.
yeah, yeah. I don't understand in the storyline how the baby was supposed to kill the queen, because that's not what happened.
We just
No.
don't know that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe it was
I
like
mean,
a nuclear diaper. I mean, like clearly it's gonna like rise up and eventually take over or whatever, get old enough and strong enough. But it just, I didn't know why we were following this kid, why we wanted it dead. We got a little slice of that in the opening credits, but that was about it.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
Maybe it was just her birth like started the momentum towards her death because having this kid with them the whole time led to
yeah.
favor.
The other thing too is in traditional Lucas fashion, this movie is just a lot of other parts put together.
Yes.
It's the Moses story. It is the Jesus story.
That's what I was telling him while we were watching it. I was like, oh, this has some Moses vibes. This has some Lord of the Rings vibes.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings. Yeah, the special one, which Lucas loves his special ones.
Yeah.
You know,
He clearly went. Like, could you imagine if Tarantino directed this film? I couldn't stop laughing.
Oh my God, that'd be amazing.
Well, imagine if Tarantino tackled something like this. Yeah, it would just someone like that, or I mean, what's someone who's really known for like a horror genre? You know, maybe you give this to Sam Raimi to redo.
I would want to see somebody like different. Like I would like to see Wes Anderson's Willow.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Where everyone's like super polite.
That would be amazing. Yeah. Super educated, super polite.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Wasn't Pan's Labyrinth just sort of somebody else's spin on like The Lion, the Witch, and the
More or less.
Just kind of their take on Del Toro.
Yeah, I mean everything is derivative of something else. You know.
Right.
Yeah. So. And that's what happens with fantasy, and like you mentioned before, where it's like it just seemed like they looked at a board and took a bunch of cool stuff off it, and like we could put all this into a fantasy realm, and it wasn't cohesive. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they tried. They tried. A for effort.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Well, how about this? Let's take our break. We'll come back and then we'll do our pitches.
Pay the bills. All right.
All right.
Yeah.
And we're back.
We're back.
Yes. So we've got our pitches. What we would do if we were given the Willow franchise.
Yeah.
I think we should have Doug go first since he's our guest.
Okay.
I got a sense of it as we were going through. It's like I think you need to jumble it up a little bit. I want to make it dark because you're starting out with such a dark premise. I mean, the opening of the movie is talking about like we're going to be killing all the children, you know.
Right.
And so I think you have to continue with dark. That was one of the things for me that like I never felt like too ominous. I never felt it was too dark. It was too shiny. And the one major thing that I would change is I would combine two characters. I would combine Willow and Elora Danan, so that the baby grows up to a certain point, realizes that they're starting to have magical tendencies, and they're this kind of, like chosen one. And but then they also have to wrestle with, are they dark or are they good? So throughout their journey to eventually kill the sorceress.
Okay. Who would you cast in it?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know that I would. I mean, we kind of talked about this when we were going through it. I don't know if you would do kind of like a Lord of the Rings thing where you're doing the forced perspective to where would you have to have little people in it? I don't know what. I mean, it would obviously have to be someone young, so you're probably having to run the gambit of looking for kind of like a young unknown actor, or maybe someone like I don't know if you even want to be like early teens, but it would definitely have to be someone young,
Right. Okay, that works. Angel, do you want to do yours?
I suppose so. Here's what I would do, because I think it's just going to be a remake. I think we're going to keep the plot line. We're going to give it a plot line a little bit this time. So the movie begins with the witch fight. The two old ladies punching each other in the face at the end, which was ultimately like my absolute favorite part of the movie. It was great. The good witch dies, but then her spirit's reincarnated into this baby.
Okay.
This way we actually know the kind of the child's significance, because the backstory is going to unfold that these two witches actually know one another, and they've just been locking horns for millennia on end, fighting one another through these different life cycles. So we kind of know why the child's important and why it wants to be killed by, or why it should be killed by the other one. But they need to kind of put the baby into the good witch training school so she can learn that she's a witch and actually start the cycle over again. So that's kind of their journey, right? Mm-hmm. So this is going to be the new backbone of the plot. The good witch knows that she loses the fight, but she lives on, so she's like not stressing it too hard. and all she knows is she's going to be found by some hero character by the river in a baby bonnet thing, full Moses style. So that can stay. The last time these two fought, the Bad Witch was banished for like, let's just say 500 years or something like that. So that's why she's hella pissed when she gets out, and they fight again, which I think is going to be fun. So the Willow story is largely going to stay the same. He's just trying to be somebody in his village and not be the laughing stock or cause calamity on his folks. The Mad Mortigan story and all that stuff, that can largely be the same. We just kind of have a deeper understanding on why Willow movie is Willow movie, because there's actually something greater going on that none of them are initially aware of as it goes through. So my cast, I didn't get everybody, but we'll start from the bottom up. The evil enforcer guy with the skull on his face the whole time that does the Dark Witch's bidding or whatever.
I think he was the coolest looking character.
He is. That's going to be Jason Statham, no question.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like, I love that. So Willow's wife, do you remember Mila Jovovich from and all the Resident Evils? I want her to be the wife.
Okay.
Willow himself I have as Nicholas Hoult, which is the guy from Mad Max Fury Road with all the silver paint on his face.
Wasn't he Beast?
He was also Beast, yep.
Yeah.
I like that guy. So I think that's going to be sort of the village folks on the Willow side of the story, right?
Yeah.
The Bad Witch, we're going Robin Wright.
Okay. That's
and
good call.
The Good Witch, I want Ziyi Yang or Zhang. She's an actress that does a lot of fantasy movies, like Asian fantasy movies and stuff. I think she's the other one in Crouching Tiger, but I most recently saw her in the 47 Ronin movie, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So I like her for the Good Witch. Witch's daughter, Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I think she was Kate.
I am a fan of her. Yeah.
And then Mad Mortigan, you ready for this?
Oh, hit me.
It's our boy Wesley Snipes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You always
Find
bet on
him in
black.
a cage, he's pissed, he just wants water. He's psycho, and then things just unfold, and he turns out to be pretty cool in the end. So that's going to be my recast. I kind of like the bones of the story that I could pick out, but by and large, it was so disconnected that I lost a lot of interest in stuff. So I probably wouldn't have Ron Howard directed either, to be honest. But don't know who I would have directed. But that'd be my version of Will. I wouldn't actually make it any longer than a movie. And I don't think I'd re-envision it, or else I would kind of make something more along the lines of Mortal Kombat in medieval times. But that's the best I can do on keeping Willow as pure as it can be, but fixing a few things I like. So, what do you got, man? What do you got?
So I don't think I would do a remake or a reboot. I'm gonna do a remix.
Oh, okay.
And my Willow, my cast. You know, you got to find the best, right?
Here we go.
So I got to go all the way down to the 36 chambers. The RZA, the Jizza, old dirty bastard, Method Man. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm not going to go that far. But I do want to make like a hip hop Willow because I think it could be fun.
Yeah.
So for Migosh, Willow's really close friend, we're going to have Dr. Dre.
Okay.
Because I don't think you'll get Dr. Dre on set for more than 3 days. So let him just be a guy that
can act. Has he done anything?
I don't think it matters. This is going to be just a train wreck. Let's watch it.
It's a great point. It matters.
Yeah. For Rule and Frangine, the little guys. Yeah, that's going to be some of the Wayans brothers, whoever's just available.
Sure.
That'll work. For Aaron Thagbear, the Mad Mardigan's kind of frenemy kind of guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be Eminem. Yeah.
Okay.
For Kale, the skull mask.
Yeah.
That's going to be Machine Gun Kelly. Just so that way Machine Gun Kelly gets to kill Eminem. I think that'll be funny. Yes.
I wonder if I'd sign on for that. Also, you weren't kidding about a hip hop Willow, huh?
Oh yeah, I got it all down. For High Aldwin, the wizard in the village.
Yeah.
Oh, we got somebody who's high, all right. Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Yes. For Finn Rizal, the Good Witch, that's going to be Missy Elliott. For Brad Morta, the Bad Witch, you need a queen to play a queen. Queen Latifah.
There.
Okay.
Yeah. For Sorsha, the warrior daughter, the bad daughter,
Yeah.
you need the new school, so that's Cardi B.
Okay.
Yeah. Now for Mad Mardigan, you need somebody kind of wild, but knows what they're doing. Somebody who has some acting cred. Method Man.
I like that.
Yeah.
I can see Method
Yeah.
Man doing Mad Mardigan.
Oh yeah.
And now for Willow Offgood. I'm torn, and maybe you guys can help me figure this out. We do need someone little, right?
Okay.
But I'm torn. Little Wayne, Little Dicky.
The only thing it's unequivocally Lil Wayne for me. The only thing that I have a problem with, the only thing I have a problem with is the dialogue because of his voice is so low and scratchy and raspy. You'd really have to I don't know, figure something out where he doesn't, where you can actually understand him because he is tough to listen to from time to time when he's
Yeah.
talking. But Lil
And
Dicky's
Little
not
Wayne
bad.
or Little Dicky can be funny, you know?
Yeah.
So
I like
that's
it.
kind of like I'm leaning towards him.
Who are you going with, Wayne or Dicky?
Probably Dickie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did have one interesting insert on your casting
Sure.
for the evil sorceress,
Yeah.
Queen Latifah. If you want to
Yeah.
take it up a notch, Mariah Carey.
Oh, that is a good call.
Because she
That
could-
is a good
she could
call.
do it, she wouldn't even have to act. She would just be Mariah Carey, and you would believe that she was evil. So she'd have a big dress on, she'd have her hair all done, you know.
Yeah.
She'd sing one song, and it would be good.
She would have to sing "All I Want for Christmas Is to Kill This Baby" or something.
Yeah, yeah. Speechless.
I like your version the best.
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
we're gonna
very
put
creative.
we're gonna put it to the live audience and also those listening on wherever you're getting this podcast from. But I think the hip hop Willow is a good idea.
Hold on, I'm having audio issues real quick.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay.
If there are people in stream, you let us know which one you like the best. But I think hip hop Willow is the way to go.
My earbuds went out, so forget it.
That's all good.
Yeah.
Can you still hear us though?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Well, that was,
Anyways.
that was nice. Yeah. What's the backdrop? Is it still going to be all medieval times and stuff, or is it?
Oh yeah.
Modern
There's I would like to do it medieval times. I think that'll be fun. I
Sure.
like the idea of just confusing Snoop that he somehow traveled in time.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. He comes out of like a tent and it's like billowing smoke.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to give him a script. I just want to let him go.
Just
Let
let it.
Snoop-
Yeah.
You gotta
Yeah.
let Snoop do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. let the
Everyone
dog
else
out.
has to work off of him. So
Yeah.
we can give him bullet points so that way the plot progresses. But that's about it.
Yeah. Just kind of give him directional accuracy and be like, you just get from point A to point B. We're going to let the cameras roll, and the magic will be what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh. I just had a thought.
What's that?
So you combine the brownies into one character, the one person, Cat
Uh-huh.
Williams.
And do who?
Cat Williams.
Oh.
Because they are the comic relief. They are the thing that everybody remembers. I mean, that was Kevin Pollak in there.
Yeah.
Doing the force with his voice. You wouldn't even need to change the voice. You just get Cat Williams in there, playing. You wouldn't even have to wardrobe him. Just have him show up in whatever he's wearing, and he's the little small element.
You could do Cat Williams and Kevin Hart, and you don't need to shrink him down.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And you don't need to shrink them down.
That's true. That's true.
And I say that as somebody who is Cat Williams' height, so come at me, Cat.
Yeah.
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 I was like, that's them scrapping words for a short guy, my friend.
The three of us can go back to the trees and make cookies.
Well, what's our next one? What's our next film?
That's a great question.
Break apart.
I think 'tis the season.
Yeah.
We need to figure out Christmas movies.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Do you want
I
to break
think
it
I
down
would
Home
like
Alone?
for you to pick a Christmas movie and me to pick a Christmas movie.
Yeah,
At
it's
least
Home
some of
Alone
our
for me.
favorites. I've got one in mind. If you're
Yeah,
not ready to pick one,
mine would be Home Alone, hands down.
okay, we can
Yep,
do that.
yep.
My Christmas movie. We'll tell you what. Let's do yours. Let's do Home Alone, and then the week after, I'll tell you what mine is.
All right, I can't wait.
Yeah. So
Yep,
we'll do Home Alone, the original, right? Or are we doing
yes,
Lost in New
sir. Yeah,
York?
yeah. The two most dangerous men alive with time and a plan would be Batman and Kevin McAllister. So
That's right.
I'm ready to go.
That's right. Sounds good, man. All right. So next up is Home Alone.
Home
We will do
Alone.
that, and it'll be great.
How was your holiday before we go?
Oh, it was great, man. We hung out with family. We went over to my uncle's house.
Awesome.
Everyone was there. It was a blast. Um, they did a bit where they did the turkey inside of a rotisserie,
Ooh,
and that was like the best. It was actually really juicy and good.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, we were both gonna roll solo, so we thought why not just hang out together and do some holiday stuff. So we did a prime rib here, had a good time, just two of us dinking around the kitchen, and it was
Nice.
great.
It's good times. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, very cool. Well, thanks everybody for listening. It was a blast. Glad we got a show out, and
Yep.
we'll see you in just a few days, I guess, next Thursday.
Sounds good to me.
All right, man. I'll talk
See
to
you
you
guys.
guys later. Bye.